How are you doing today? How are you doing today? So, trying to have a good point. This talk about this. So, of course, we are going to be quickly wrapping the inner sole. That's for those of us. Of course, I know some people are just joining my channel recently. Probably you've not seen me wrap. I'm going to be showing you the little tricks you can actually use to wrap this. Hi, my name is Ojurole Mojibola and you're welcome to Forte tutorial. Yes, we are actually here to make shoemaking easy and simple for you. You can see the transformation I have right here with this. I actually wrap with this polka dot wedge. I'm sure you can see how lovely and beautiful it looks. So you can see what this also looks like. So let's go ahead and wrap. So I'm not going to be, of course, in my video I'm going to be publishing a video on how I'm going to be lasting it, of course, later today or probably tomorrow. Tomorrow should be 19th of July. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. I just want to wrap. I'm going to be showing us how I cut. Of course, I need you to just follow me and I'll be showing you amazing things on how to actually create footwears. So if you are just seeing my channel for the first time, all I do is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. Yes, I make it easy and certainly simple. Yes, I make it easy and simple, and that's why I have gone to get this particular wedge so fast. Many people who are thinking, okay, I want to create a beautiful heel for my daughter or for a friend or for a cousin or for my customer, how do I go about it? There we have this particular wedge heel available this way. So all you need to do is just to place your order. The sizes are in sizes 25 to 34. Let me show us the empty one. So it comes just like this. It comes just like this. This is how it comes, and then we're just going to go ahead and wrap. I've already wrapped this. That's why you find it looking so cute and beautiful this way. So I'm going to wrap the inner sole now. Of course, I'm wrapping with an off-white or nude like color of it using a synthetic leather. So let me just apply my glue. I just want to quickly show you how you can actually wrap neatly. I've seen a lot of people wrap and it has a lot of crease. So the first thing you have to pay attention to when wrapping is ensure that your leather is very soft. It's very soft. If it's very soft, then your wrapping will be very easy and smooth as well. So please let me know where you are calling me from, and I would love to give you a shout out on my next video. Yes, let me know where you are actually watching me from, and I'll be glad to give you a shout out. So we are going to just leave this way, and of course we're going to come to this and also apply the contact cement adhesive on it. Some call this a full stick in Nigeria, but if you are actually making your order online, you can actually search for contact cement adhesive. So take your time, please. I need you to study the way I'm actually applying this contact cement adhesive on this surface, because if you don't apply it properly, you find out that when you place your leather, it's not smooth. So we're going to allow it to dry. So what will be your most preferred color? Now for this particular design, for this particular wedge, what will be your most preferred color? If you are picking a particular color, what will the color be? Please let me know. If you want to combine it with a particular color, what color will you use as your upper? Is it white, blue, red, purple, yellow? What would be your most preferred color? Let me know in the comment section what your most preferred color is going to be. So the amazing thing about this particular wedge soap is that it comes with everything you need. What I mean by it comes with everything you need is that you have this, of course, which is the main thing. This, we have the, you also have what, you know, the pattern. It comes with the pattern you're going to use to wrap it. It comes with the outer sole. And also it comes with the inner sole as well. So we have everything all put together in one. So it's not like, oh, after purchase I have to go and think of, okay, how am I going to go about this? How am I going to go about that? No. So like we have here, we have outer soles, we have outer sole as well as inner sole for all the sizes that I mentioned earlier. Now you can see this is actually for the size 27. So it will come with a template for you to just go ahead and then cut with. This is actually for size, this is size 29. So I know we have 29 as well. We have 29. We have 29. So whatever size you are actually ordering, you have the corresponding insole for it. You have the corresponding outer sole as well. So it's not like you want to just do all of them. You want to go through the process of cutting all afresh. No, you don't have to cut afresh. So as you can see, this is an inner sole, this is an outer sole. So you also have access to what you're going to be wrapping with as well. So that's majorly a plus as far as this particular wedge so is concerned. So let's check our insole. Is it ready? Let's check. Is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? Okay. So we can go ahead now. I think this is for this. And this is for this. I know somebody's wondering, how did you know it's ready? If you touch it, you can see that it's not sticking to my palm at all. So, and check this other side. You can see how smooth it is. So the way you apply your contact cement adhesive will determine what your surface will look like. So many times the way you apply, and it is all, some side are too much, some side are not much. So at the end of the day, you'll be seeing some patterns inside your inner. So that's one of the reasons for those patterns. So try as much as possible to avoid that. So these two, of course, I need to be careful also with pen and even the surface I'm using, because if it's not clean, it will definitely dirty what I'm doing as well. So I need it to be clean. So of course you need to make sure that whatever, as long as you are wrapping, if you're going to achieve a very good look, you have to ensure that your leather is soft, like I said. And then by the time I start pulling it over, I'm sure you will see basically how you can actually achieve a very neat wrap, even as a beginner. This is not just about, okay, I need to do it 100 times. No, even as a beginner. So let me have some. So I'm going to add some. So apply all around it. So extend, make sure you extend for about, as in about 1.5 centimeter all around it, 1.5 centimeter. I'm going to be going to this side. So we have this here, and we are also going to allow it to dry. If you have any question you would like to ask me, you can ask. As long as you are live with me, no question asking after the live session. Because I know some of us will still be expecting. But you said we should ask question. Now, yes, I said it. Because I'm ready to answer you now. I'm not ready to answer you after the live session. Yes. So somebody is saying, but I'm not in Nigeria. How will I get it? Yes, I'm going to ship it to you. It can be shipped, or it can be shipped to you. We can, of course, bill it to you. You can even stand to be distributing it wherever you are. Okay, and I'm saying, okay, so if you need it in so country, contact her, contact him, and before you know it, you are making this available. Because children's souls, of course, here in Nigeria, I don't know about your country, can be amazing to find. Most times it's always very heavy. So when I saw this, I'm like, I need to make sure that I look for this, so that as many people who would love to actually create beautiful looks such as this would definitely. So while we wait for that, let me begin to arrange the upper. If you have any question, please go ahead and ask me. So for some time now, I think I've been talking about how to actually choose an an offline or online tutor, as a beginner. When it comes to shoemaking, what are the things I should look out for? What are the questions I should ask? Which is what most times we do not try to ask. I have had a lot of my students say, oh, I just paid a particular tutor and the person is not teaching me what I want, and I hear a lot of those things. So what are the things you should look out for before you choose any tutor as a beginner? When you want to choose a tutor, what should I do? So I'm going to be giving you, of course, some few questions I think you should ask, because a lot of us, we don't ask questions. And that's why at the end of the day, after paying them, they are not teaching you what they ought to teach you, and you end up sitting down. Of course, before I go into that, I would like to also say that so many of us too, we don't make attempts at doing anything. Oh, you went to a workshop or probably a vocational training center and you have been taught a particular thing. When you get home, do you try it again? Do you try to check, okay, as in why am I not getting it? Why do I need to try again? Yes, try it again. Try what they taught you again. Some of us, you don't look for new designs and try to create and ask questions, and you'll be expecting that whoever your tutor is will give you job to do for them. No, except you had a contract that both of you, okay, you are going to be buying the material, or he or she is going to buy the material for you. If that's the contract, then you can begin to expect the person to get you material to do a kind of like talk and say, okay, hey, I'm expecting that you give me materials to work with. But this time around, it's not like you had an agreement with your tutor. If you are just watching me, you're welcome. And I'm talking about presently how you can actually choose a tutor. And if you are already teaching people, please, I need you to pay attention to this aspect, because truly it's not enough for somebody to just pay you and you are not even caring about their well-being. If you need to work on how you teach, please let us all work on it. And I'm trying to look at, okay, the student first. Because a student that I taught you something, or you saw me do something, you are expecting me to tell you, yeah, you to try it. I don't think we should be doing that. And if you find out that the students you have is the kind of student that if you don't tell them to do, they will not do, please go ahead and do and tell them to do that. Because I know that that's one of the major challenges we are having with offline classes. You go register with a tutor and all they do is sit from morning to night. Even when they are not sitting, they are not even in the workshop. So I want to challenge you, are you actually an instructor too? And that's what you do to them. Sometimes I hear people say, oh, the only thing I know how to do is just to look. He will just tell us to look. When we ask question, he or she will not answer. I hope you are not in that category. And that is why I'm trying to educate us on how do I choose, of course, the right tutor as a beginner, so that I will not fall into the hand of the wrong person and the person will just be there and you'll be wondering. I have seen people tell me that their tutor practically does not create pattern. They go and buy pattern and come to the workshop and use. I don't have issues with you buying patterns and using. Understand, I don't have issues with that. But what I have issues with is if you are not actually growing yourself, developing yourself as a tutor or as an instructor, even if it's not shoemaking, at least ensure that you are doing your best, so that you can be able to also empower other people. You can be able to, share the knowledge you have. Okay, if you have to buy all of the patterns, tell me how you want to teach your students how to create the patterns. Because I had some people who said I've been here for like 1 month and I cannot even draw a pattern. I remember the footwear I made, and he was one that last did. All those things are not issue, but I don't see any reason why you should be with somebody for 1 month, 2 months, and you have not single-handedly created a footwear from beginning to the end. I don't know why. It means you are going there to play, as far as I'm concerned. What are you doing there? And that's the reason some of us end up spending a year, 2 years. I don't know. It doesn't sound well to me. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you pay attention to what you are being taught and you also practice it, then of course you cannot learn everything while you are there. You can't learn everything. So I'm just trying to align my upper. I draw when I want to actually line. I draw because I don't want to apply gum everywhere. I know to some people it's a lot of work, but the truth is that you have to be smart with your work, most certainly, or else you will use all the payments to actually work. you know so like I was saying, don't just go to the workshop and stay there. Some of us don't ask questions. I have actually challenged a lot of students that has come to me. My instructor is not teaching me. I ask, what are you doing too? You are not doing anything. Because if you are doing something, you see, I find that maybe I'm just trying to generalize. But even as much as I don't want to generalize, I'm going to try to give us what we should look out for. Don't just go to people and say you want to learn, because they will do what they want now. Now. So before you go and register with somebody and say, okay, I want to register, what should you look out for? First of all, look at the environment. When I was going to learn, I had somebody directly in front of my house who is into shoemaking, and I did not register with him. I didn't register with him because I didn't like what I was seeing inside his workshop. I didn't like it. So don't just blindfold yourself and go and pay somebody money when you don't even know what they are doing. I know this does not sound well to some people, but I just want you to know that all of us are actually growing. Yes. And wherever you are, make sure that you package and present yourself so well that I can be passing by and check your workshop out and say, okay, madam, I would love to register my daughter. I would love to register my son. That is the way you should present yourself if you are a tutor. And if you are looking out for somebody to actually work with, somebody to tutor you as a student, please ask questions. Please, let's ask questions. Let's ask questions before you end up not getting what you want. So like I said, check the environment. Check the environment and be sure that, okay, this one will teach me what I want. It's not like I will end up, coming for the class and it will just be like I wasted money. No, it should not be. So like I didn't register with that person. I had to go look for another person. And the person I actually went to look for, I am going to actually be it's like 20 minutes drive from my house. I'm telling you the simple truth. 20 minutes from my house, I had to spend, in short, 2 cabs. Sometimes I have to stay for a long time by the roadside before I will be able to get, to my workshop, just because it's very far from my house. Sometimes I take 2 cabs if I want to get there on time, definitely I have to spend more. So you have to look at the environment, check what the person is doing, try to give them a job. Tell them to make a slippers for you to see. Tell them to make some, go with something that you know that, okay, this one, let me give it, let the person do for me, even if it's going to be slippers. You understand? Look at their finishing, look at it. Because you don't, for me, I'm just telling you what you need to look out for. Because the way I even got the person that actually trained me is just amazing. You understand? Because I followed him to his workshop, and I met him on the way, and I followed him to his workshop. I went to check, okay, what is this all about? You understand? And I'm like, okay, let me see the product. I saw the product. I'm like, wow, this is fine. This is beautiful. You know, the kind of a thing. I spent sometimes that day there. I know it's not every workshop that you might be able to have that kind of opportunity, but I don't see any reason why you should not allow me to have a feel of what I want to come and learn. After all, I'm going to be paying you for the class. So what is it? So now this particular one, of course, we are actually going to be folding all over. We'll still get back to that. Hopefully we get back to what I was, telling us about. So you have to fold it in, use your thumb to fold all the edges. I see some of us, you want to wrap and you are not even doing anything to all of the edges. Please don't do that. Don't do that. So the edge will not swell up and this one will still fold on top of it. Please make sure you use your finger, you understand, to just press all of the side. Now like this, it can still go in. So I am going to reduce all around this side. You have to notch it so that it can go in. Don't let it be too close so that it does not show at the edge. Now for this part, I am going to be trimming it. I will trim it a bit more. I'm going to trim. So I will now begin to fold. Now this is how I fold mine. If you see me pushing backward, I take it gently. But I've seen some people, the way they see, you see the way I'm trying to press it so that the pleat will not come, it will not stay at the edge. It's very important. If it is at the edge, by the time I place my wedge sole, it will be showing at the edge. With this, you see, I can easily trim it off. So all this, don't be in a hurry. Most times you are in a hurry. Can you see how small my pleat is? How come your own is always very big? What are you doing to it that is very big? So I'm going to continue like that. Your own is always very big. Why? Why must it be big? So don't forget, I'm pulling it. I'm pulling. I'm not just using my hand to put it on it. No. Pick it up and pull. Pick it up and pull so that at the end of the day, the edges will be neat. You can see what this looks like. The edges will be neat. Yeah? Don't just pull. Don't just, place on it. So small, gently and gently and gently. Please feel free to ask me questions if you have any. So you can see me trying to press it gently in. We don't just want, this split is not a crime if it is there, but if it is there, make sure that it's not showing at the edge. Now you can see, if you look at this, you won't be seeing any of the pleats anywhere there. You will not be seeing it. And you can see these stains of gum. Of course, I'm going to just go ahead and pick up my brush. Don't leave it there. Some of us will leave it until you finally finish the work. I will clean it. What kind of thing is that? What are you cleaning? You don't have to clean it. Now, all this little gum on my brush too, when you finish your work every day, remove them. Don't leave it there. This is the reason that your brush will stay it will now be looking like, I don't know what I'm going to describe it to look like. When you are through every day, or as you are working with if you find out that, it's already drying up, you take your time to remove all of these ones. That's the reason why you will keep it, and before you know it, it will be very hard and it will be useless. You can see it as I've removed all the stains. Now let's come to this back part. Now also you can follow. Now you see that for this particular one is quite much. If you want to leave it like this, you can leave it like this. If the leather is soft, you can still pull it. Okay, I will use the second one to show us the smaller part. Let me use this one to show us if it is long. How do I do it? I'm still going to follow my pull process. You will find out that I'm pulling it towards myself. Learn to do it that way. I don't know, it's like this one has over dry you. It's not staying. Can you see that it's not staying? Okay, but I just don't forget to keep pulling it. It's very important. Please pull. You can see me pulling. You can see me pulling it. You can see me pull, pull, pull. But it's better for you when you reduce it anyhow. Now you can see that everything is far away from the edge. Everything is far away from the edge. So we have to pay attention to it anyhow you want to do this. Now somebody will be feeling like, but when I do my own, it doesn't look like this. It will not look like this because you are not patient with it. If you are patient with wrapping, you will love what it looks like. Now let me show you what it will look like here. That's why sometimes when you finish your work, everything is looking like, oh, somebody can easily conclude and say, it's handmade. You understand? So that even you yourself, you will be proud of it and you'll be able to talk about it. Okay, so now see, let me tell you something. This is not because I've been making sure. This is how I actually push my students. Whether you just came in 1 week or 2 weeks, it's not my business. This is how I push them to make sure that they do the right thing. You should not see it. Even if it is their first attempt that you can see. Can you see all of the edges? You cannot see any pleats. That is the best way to wrap. If the leather you have is thick, please go and look for a softer one or get a nude color that can blend with any kind of color you want to place on it, which that is soft. It makes your work look very neat. Okay, if you see this, if you see it yourself, what do you think will happen? You definitely want to go for it because you're like, okay, this is so smooth, this is so fine, and then all of that. But if you just decide to just leave it like that, what is going to happen? It means it will just stay like that. So please, this is very important. Now let me try to use the small, very small system and let us see what it looks like. If it's going to be small, how will it look like? Let's check that so that you can see the two of them. If you have any particular challenge you used to have when you are wrapping your own, please let me know. Please let me know. This is quite much, because I'm going to be reducing everything just for us to see that this thing can actually work. Even if you are not pulling and pulling, it will still work. So don't forget, I told you this one, it must be smooth, is by force. So we don't want to see anything like crease all around the edges. It should not be there. It should not be there. So now that I've done it like this, I want to reduce all of this. I just want to show you something. So you can reduce what you have at the edge to about 0.5. Now, so this one now, I know the first fear you'll be having is, hey, will it stay? It will stay. Just follow me and let me show you something. It's like all these ones have stayed longer than necessary. So all these ones, let me show you what I'm going to do to it. Now, I'm going to start from here. You can see it's already pleating. You have two options. It's either you try to use your hand to press it from the edge and let it pleat inwards, or you carry your scissors and just take a tip out of it. A tip out of all those sides, just a small notch out of it, and see what will happen. Can you see the way it's perfectly staying there? Can you see it? I don't know. I believe you can see what I'm actually showing you anyway. You can see how it perfectly stays. Let me continue. Don't forget, make sure that it's far away. You use your hand to press all of this so that it will not be at the edge. I keep saying that. So I'm going to come here again, notch this. Make sure that you don't cut so much so that it's close to the edge. And see, this one is a bit close. Use your hand to press it inwards before you allow it to stay, so that at the end of the day it will not be showing at the edge. I'm doing the same thing to all of this. So you can see me trying to put inwards. So the pleat for this is limited. It's limited. So can you see that this is less of a pleat than what I have right here? And the two of them, I just apply different processes, and the two of them are perfectly. Can you see this? So it depends on how you actually go about this. If you want to go through this process, whether you want to go through this or this, just make sure that you are intentional about not allowing the pleat to start from the edge. That's the most important thing. It should not start from the edge. Now let me quickly fix this part. Of course, we are still going to do the same thing just like we did. We are going to do the same thing. So you can see that I've already notched all those parts. So when I'm pressing it in, I'm pressing it well, so much so that it doesn't come to the edge. I hope you are looking at it. So you can see that it will not be at the edge. You can see me pulling this. If you want to notch this one again, you can notch it just a little. So you can push it, it will spread out. Now this one that is here. So all of this, when you are through, you can decide to just pick up your hammer. Now, if you do this, you definitely have to take your time to actually use your grinding machine, or you use, your skiver to just skive all of this out. Some beveler too will bevel this, or you make use of blade. You just use blade to cut them off. A very sharp blade will trim all of this off, and then you are good to go. So if I look at this now, let me pick this up and place it right here. Can you see what I'm having here? Can you see it? Can you see? So I've not last it. I'm just trying to place it for you to see. So you see what I have here. So all of these come together to make a beautiful footwear. So it's not like, okay, I'm just going to start and it will be looking so beautiful. It will not be looking. No, that's not what it is. And one of the reasons why I make sure that all these things came with templates, I mean this wedge, so the reason why I wanted anyone that is actually ordering for it to have templates is because I want it to be easy for you. Of course, what I want to do is ignite your creativity and also make sure that it is as simple as possible. You understand? So with this now, I believe that our job is done as far as this is concerned. So what I need to pay attention to now is just my upper, and I'll just go ahead and then stitch the upper. I'm going to be creating a very simple style. Actually, I'm creating a simple style, and then of course I have a variety of colors that I'm considering to combine with my polka dots. So we're going to be having an open toe in front, and we're going to be having this back pattern. So this is actually a variety of different colors, and then I'm just looking at which one perfectly fits, and then confusion everywhere. So let me know, do you think it's the orange? Do you think it's the red? Do you think I think this look like more of lilac than actually pink. Also, it looks more like lilac. This one is lilac color. So if you were the one, which one of them are you going to actually use? So before, of course, I round up this particular live session, I want to just try to complete or add one or two things to how to choose a tutor. So like I said, give them something to do for you, probably give them a footwear to make for you, and look at it. Would you want to be like this person? Because sometimes you should ask yourself, okay, I saw the footwear. The person is not like the person I saw in front of my house doesn't make footwear. There's this touch, there's this look, there's this neatness, there's this perfection that I was looking out for. You understand that I didn't see. So I'm like, no. So don't just say, somebody recommended somebody. Yes, it's good to recommend, but just look at what they do. You understand what I'm saying before you go ahead. And then another thing you have to understand is ask them their mode of teaching. Ask for mode of teaching. Sir, how do you teach your students? Do they learn while you work? Do you create time to teach them? because they are two different entities. You can just be coming and I'm not explaining anything. You're just looking at what I'm doing. Sir, do you have a course outline? Ma, do you have a course outline that you used to teach? I would like to have access to the course outline so you can monitor what the person is teaching you rather than staying there for 1 year and not learning anything. So if there is a course outline, okay, so what is the model? How do you teach them? Is it like, okay, you just give them instruction, yeah, go and cut this one, go and cut this one without showing them, or you monitor? How do you do it? Do you create time to teach? Is there a time for practical? Is there a time for theory? Ask. Is your money you want to drop? If the person is feeling intimidated, you are actually pushing them to go and do what they should do, the proper assignment they are supposed to do, if they want to attract the kind of person you are as a student. So before you now begin to talk about, okay, the cost, how do I pay and all of that. So I believe that with this point, you should be able to come up with, okay, before I go ahead and say I want to go and give my money to anybody to teach me, I should ask these questions. How do you want to teach? Even if you are going to be going there weekend, I don't think that should make them not allow you to choose your choice of how you should be taught and how their classes are being done. Even if you want to go to anywhere now, since it's not like it's free, even if it's free, you understand? So have an agreement. Ask yourself, what do I want to get from this thing that I want to do? Because I found out that so many people you don't have a goal that you set. So even when you go there today, everybody is looking you look. And then I remember that one of those things that has helped me when it comes to me learning is my ability to practicalize what I have learned. So many times you learn so many things and you're not doing a dime with any of them. It's only their knowledge you acquire that you actually make use of that will profit you. All these things I'm saying now, if you refuse to make use of it, it will still not profit you. So what's the essence? What's the essence? So please, I just want to encourage you. I want to challenge you as well. Don't just go drop your money because you saw the person display beautiful footwear. I have seen some vocational training center where someone else is the one producing the footwear. All they do is showcase it in front of in their showroom, and when you enter the class you find out that they are not the one producing it. Yes, I have had a lot of things when it comes to choosing tutors. You understand, when it comes to your shoemaking and any other kind of tutor you even want to choose. So please, you need to watch out. The fact that the place is beautiful doesn't mean that they are the one doing the work. I want you to put that at the back of your mind. And the part that the place is ugly doesn't mean that they are not doing a good job. So all you need to do is interrogate the person. What do you really want? So talk about what you want. You understand? I will try as much as possible to highlight this, on my post on YouTube and on Facebook and other platforms so that you can be able to assess, okay, what do I look at for? Let me not just go and pay and then nothing is happening. I've seen people who paid a lot of money and comes to my DM like, hey, I paid, I've not learned anything, but I just partake of your weekend class and I made this from beginning to the end. You should be able to make it. There's no reason for you not to be able to make it. You understand? Especially if you follow instruction. Some people don't follow anything. They don't follow anything. So I just want you to know that you can actually learn a lot in 3 months as a shoemaking tutor. You can learn in 1 month a lot of things as long as you will practicalize. Some people say, I don't have money for material. Nobody is pushing you to buy material. Can you please go and look for designs and begin to cut patterns? Go and look for paper. Oh, you don't have money for paper too. Then go and borrow paper. Like, seriously, go and borrow paper. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself to do something with yourself, because shoemaking is not just about producing footwear. You can just produce patterns for people and sell. I keep saying this. Some people are not saying oil inside it. Just relax and be looking at me. Relax and be looking at me. All these things, they look very funny to you, Abby. They look funny, and what is there is simple. Practice them. When you practice them, you get so good that somebody is willing to pay you for it. At least I know who those so many people pay me to create patterns for them. You understand what I'm saying? And some people say, no, don't create pattern for me. Create a video for me on how to create it and I'll do it myself. That's how some people who want to improve on themselves does. The fact that I'm a tutor doesn't mean I can't learn again. We cannot stop learning. Everybody, we keep learning every day and every day. The same way you are learning, I'm learning too. So please make sure that if you are a tutor and you are watching me, work on this aspect. Have a way you want to be teaching your students. Don't just let them sit down and look at you work alone. Create time on subject matters. Create a course outline for them. Let them be able to know that this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. So anybody who thinks he doesn't want to do is free to look. And when they are asking us questions, tell them to write it down so that the time we have a one-on-one section or a general training session, you can ask those questions you did not ask or I did not answer you while I was working. Because not everybody that can actually work and still be able to listen and respond to you. Some people are not wired like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So Thank you once again for joining me today. If you want to order for this, please let me know in the comment section. I will guide you on how to make your order. The sizes are available for 25 to 34. Yes, 25 to 34. Yes, that's what we have for these wedge children's sizes. And if you would like to be part of any of my classes, I have beginners course, I have intermediate. Beginners is beginners. And when I say beginners, some people still think, oh, it's just beginners. Now I'm not a beginner. Okay, sit down there. You're not a beginner yet. You are doing Burundi change. You will finish your footwear and you'll be wondering whether you make money or not. Okay, I understand you're not a beginner. You cannot even arrange and save up on whatever you are making. You say you're not a beginner. Okay, you have not registered your business and you are going to buy custom. You have brand your nylon. You have done anything. I celebrate you. You are not a beginner indeed. This is not to make you feel intimidated. I'm just trying to let you know that my beginners class is a class that everyone should attend, whether you have learned shoemaking before or you have not learned it before. Because what I packaged there, I taught them not just how to acquire the skill, but how to run the business as well. So it's not just about you learning how to make shoe. If you learn how to make shoe, you have the skill. If you don't get to understand how to market your product, it's trouble. Because at the end of the day, you will display it and nobody's buying. Yes, you understand. So I made it an embodiment of a business school, a business. Yes, one of my students called me recently and was telling me, madam, in short, I didn't believe that a lot of that was actually your beginners class. I was like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? Say, yes, now, even the way to keep, how to pay ourselves, how to do this, how to do that. I said, oh, okay, thank God you now know. She was not telling me that the business registration that was there, she was having issues with it, because I actually taught her how to do business registration. I know somebody will say, I tried it, it was not working. Don't worry. Anointing pass anointing. The grace that me I carry is spreading to all my students. So as long as they will follow me, they will follow up on each and every instruction I'm giving them, they will definitely get results. So even if it is the business registration they want to do, they will still be able to do it in that class without spending 20,000 naira that every other person is spending. Yes, because apart from 10,000 naira for the business and then 500 or 600 naira for the business, the name, for you to be able to register the name and have a name. What else? Your data is what you need. Then you continue. Just make sure you don't make mistake when you are filling. Write the proper thing. What the name on your ID card should be the name also on your profile. Every of that should correspond, so that you don't have much issues, when you are trying to fill the form and doing it yourself. So there are actually a lot that you can actually get in my beginners class. So if you think you want to try out, you want to see the course outline, she's making too much mouth, let us see the course outline. Just let me know in the comment section as well, and I will definitely send you the link so that you can check the course outline. Thank you once again for joining me today. Definitely before the end of today, hopefully I'll be able to finish with this. Then I will publish a tutorial on how I am going to be lasting and all of this for this. If not today, we'll do that tomorrow. Thank you once again for joining me today, and I still remain your shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mujibola. I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.